CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go and by Carroll Links. Game On is brought to you by Aquino Financial Services.
Hi there, I'm Pat Stetzer, and welcome back to Game On. A new winter season is upon us, and as always, we've got you covered with a preview of the Carroll County Athletic League. So let's get started. It's Game On. Let's begin with wrestling and start with one of the top teams in all of Maryland. It's South Carroll, which kept the accolades coming in 2023-24. The Cavaliers went 26-0 in dual meet competition, and that record includes three-peating as dual state champs. South Carroll added another regular season county title, then another county tournament title, and then put 5 wrestlers in the 2A1A finals at the annual state tournament in early March, and 4 of them came away with state championships. That's quite the expectation to live up to, but the Cavaliers are confident there will be an encore, and it will be just as impressive. Unbeaten in dual meet competition, Carroll County Athletic League champions, county tournament champions, state duals champs for a 3rd year in a row, 4 individual state champs at the end of the season. How can South Carroll wrestling possibly improve in what became a fantastic winter in 2023-24? The Cavaliers say it's coming.
Just be more dominant than we were last year. Just keep leveling up, keep getting better every year, and just keep being more dominant.
Just putting the years behind us and realizing like this is a different team than all the other years, and people are coming for us. We're number 2 now. And I mean, we want to be number 1, but people are going to be coming for our backs and stuff. So we just got to put the points up and make sure we're keeping forward full pace.
South Carroll returns 10 wrestlers to a lineup that includes those 4 state champions from a season ago: Grayson Barnhill, JoJo Gelati, Landon Hamper, and Anthony Rodriguez. 2-time state finalist Evan Owen is back, as is Manny Rodriguez, who was a state finalist in 2022 and missed last season due to injury. It's shaping up to be another successful season for South Carroll, and Coach Brian Hamper likes hearing his wrestlers raise the bar as high as possible.
Absolutely. I mean, the big thing every year we look at is progression, self-progression, team progression. And, they were all sophomores last year when they won. Now they're back as juniors. They're a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, more confident, wrestled a national schedule over the summer. And for them, really, it's just about getting better every day in the room. And, to hear them, the goals that they have as a team and the goals they have individually, it's exciting. And it's really just raising the level of everybody else around them.
The Cavaliers opened their 2024-25 season by taking on county foe Westminster, and the competition doesn't get easier. The Cavs have prestigious tournaments on tap in Virginia and on the Eastern Shore, which should give every wrestler plenty of top-notch competition along the way. And that's what the Cavaliers are looking for.
We've been good. This chemistry is great because we've always had such a good team, and just getting Manny back and everybody coming back that we had returning last year.
We really feel strong about the way our lineup's shaping up. Big thing now is just staying healthy and competing. And I know the guys are eager to get out there. They're tired of kind of looking at each other every day, battling with each other, and they want to just get out there and compete against somebody else.
Just tell the guys that pressure makes diamonds. You don't always have to bust pipes. It's either bust pipes or makes diamonds, and I think we make diamonds.
All right, now a look at the final county standings from last season. Manchester Valley lost a close duel against South Carroll, and it was the Mavericks' only county defeat, and the Mavs made it all the way to a regional duels final. 6 of the 7 county teams had winning records when it comes to their dual meet seasons. We mentioned Man Valley, but of course there are other county teams and individuals ready to get back on the mat in 2024-25 with plenty of returning talent. Liberty has a pair of returning state finalists, senior Dylan Oler on the co-ed side and his sister Aubrey Oler on the girls' side. Dylan went 38-6 last year, and Aubrey finished 20-5 as a freshman. Francis Scott Key had a co-ed state finalist in Nate Taylor. He's back for his senior season. Taylor went 35-5 and lost to South Carroll's JoJo Gelati in the state 2A1A final. The Eagles also returned some reigning girls county champs and state qualifiers. Winters Mill brings back co-ed county champion Chris Gang and state runner-up Gabby McLeod, the reigning CMSportsNet Girls Wrestler of the Year, who went 20-1 last season. All right, time to see the top records from co-ed wrestling last year. Grayson Barnhill, the lone county wrestler there to go through the season without a loss, and we know he capped the year with a state title. And JoJo Gelati with the 39 pins, that's the most of anyone in the CCAL. The next wave of top records from last season, some heavy hitters here for sure. Man Valley's Gunnar Grimm and Crew Boog with 93 wins between them, and Boog is back for this season. Now we'll look at the co-ed county champions from last year's county wrestling tournament. 5 of South Carroll's 8 champs came from the lighter weights, and Braden Brassel gave Century its first county champion in 3 years. And now the rest of the co-ed champs. Liberty's Kevin Curran is back after he won a county title as a sophomore. The co-ed wrestler of the year from last season returns in the form of South Carroll junior JoJo Gelati. Take a look at what he did as a sophomore, leading Carroll in wins and earning his second state title in as many seasons. And on the girls' side, we just mentioned her, Winters Mills' Gabby McLeod, who came back from injury to post a 20-1 record, won a county title, and finished second in the state at 155 pounds. McLeod is also back to see if she can get past that state tournament hurdle. Okay, let's see some wrestling matchups. Keep an eye on this season. Many fans will be looking forward to that late January duel between Man Valley and South Carroll. And there's the traditional tri-meet in the southern end of the county featuring Century, Liberty, and those Cavaliers. We're looking forward to a fun and exciting wrestling season across the county. Now let's shift focus to boys basketball, where parity could be the key word early on as the storylines have time to develop. And to top it off, we take a look at Manchester Valley. The Mavericks enter the season as the reigning Carroll County champs after winning their program's first title last season. They hit a bit of a lull in late January, but rebounded in a big way and went unbeaten in February to help them capture that county title. It was a senior-heavy squad in 23-24, and they graduated the Player of the Year. But this Mavericks team is already making plans to defend that historic county crown. Manchester Valley made program history last season when the Mavericks won their first Carroll County Athletic League championship. The Mavs put together winning streaks of 5 games and 8 games and got hot at the right time before finishing 15-8 overall and 9-3 in the county. This year's mission remains the same, but Man Valley will have some new faces in big roles.
Yeah, we lost a lot of seniors last year. We had a ton of seniors. So we're a really young team. But I think we're just trying to work hard every single day in practice and just play defense. Defense is key, but we do have a target on our back. But I think people are underestimating us because we lost seniors, but I think we're going to do fine.
One of those seniors was Brendan Luddy, the Mavericks standout guard who led the county in scoring and earned CMSportsNet Player of the Year honors. Carter Stroman, the team's number 2 scorer, is another player gone due to graduation. But like Kane said, it's time for others to rise up. One of them should be junior guard Colton Enderle, who scored close to 10 points per game a season ago. Enderle said trying to repeat as county champs is more than enough reason for this year's bunch to compete.
Winning counties is a big standard, so it's important for us to, be focused. And, we are a new team, but I think with us winning counties last year, it's more of a motivation for us, knowing that we can reach that point. So.
Part of that 8-game win streak late in the season included a home victory against Linganore, but the Lancers got the best of Man Valley in their playoff rematch and knocked the Mavericks out in just 1 game. That loss put a damper on an otherwise successful year, and Endley said he's ready to start strong this winter.
Yeah, well, off season obviously and in season. This year with me having a much bigger role, so I'm trying to be more of an all-around player, whether that be defense, rebounding, scoring, whatever it might be, just be more of an all-around player.
The Mavericks' first county test of the season takes place December 13th at Winters Mill, and Liberty welcomes Man Valley 4 days later. By then, the CCAL title defense will officially be on.
Right, we want them to be hungry. We want them to say, okay, last year was great, we first county championship, but that's over and done with. So we got to put the work in to continue that. We know there's a target on our back now that every team's going to come and get us, so putting that work in now to saying, okay, we have to go defend that title.
Now a look at the final county standings from boys basketball from a season ago. You see that logjam there for second place. South Carroll played in a regional final. It was a competitive year across the board and look for more of the same in 2024-25. A few other teams to recap for a moment here, starting with those Cavaliers. They return a Player of the Year finalist in forward Benson Sommerfelt, as well as their second leading scorer in guard Micah Puckett. Liberty brings back a talented big man in senior Tristan West. He's coming off a CMSportsNet Player of the Year football season, for the Lions. And Century had a down year for the Knights Standards, but they do return guards Nick Barron and Dan Riley from a team that won 14 games last winter. Let's check out the stats leaders from the top returning players from last season. These stats are all from last winter as reported to CMSportsNet by county coaches. And points leaders are up first. Tristan West is the top returner in that category. Tyler Hansen put together a solid year for Francis Scott Key. Colton Enderle is fresh off hitting a big shot the other night to help Man Valley get a win over Hereford. Over to rebounds, we mentioned South Carroll's Benson Sommerfeld, and those battles between the Cavaliers and Liberty should be good ones on the boards with Sommerfeld and West topping that list. And assist leaders are next, and again, we mentioned Tyler Hansen. He's coming off, again, a standout year for Francis Scott Key. Also look out for Tommy Hinkhouse of Winters Mill and Nick Barron from Century. Upcoming games of note now for boys basketball. Century hosting South Carroll on Friday, and the Cavaliers visit Westminster next week. The reigning county champion Mavericks get the Owls on January 7th. We mentioned the reigning boys hoops player of the year graduated. That was Man Valley's Brendan Luddy. He tied for the county scoring lead and handed out 3 assists per game in helping the Mavericks to that county championship. And Luddy is now a part of the men's basketball team at Muhlenberg this season. County hoops teams have already begun play within the last week, and one big game took place Monday when Westminster hosted private school foe Gerstel Academy. Let's check out some of the highlights from that one. We pick it up late first quarter, a break for Gerstel. Victor Gray is going to dish off to Colin Toms, and the big man flushes in the slam dunk. The teams are tied 10-10 after the first quarter. Nice defensive play coming up here for Westminster, and it results in points. Brandon Barrett with a steal. Tonic Zitta heads the other way to score off the glass. Owls trail the Falcons 25-22 at halftime. Gerstel trailed after 3 quarters, but the Falcons put together a rally. Toms with a nice move in the paint here. It's 45-41 for the visiting team. It's late in the fourth. Gerstel's trying to hang on, and a big bucket coming up right here as Ben Martin takes to the hoop, and he scores with less than 1 minute to play. Gerstel wins at 54-48 despite a big game for Westminster's Charlie Molman. The junior had 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks in the defeat. Carroll County play starts to heat up once the calendar turns from December to January, so stay tuned as CMSportsNet takes you through another exciting basketball season in Carroll County. Time for a break, but we come back, we'll jump into girls basketball and see how Westminster's doing as the Owls try to repeat as Carroll County champs. Plus some news about our first basketball Game of the Week broadcast. So don't go away, Game On, we'll be right back.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.
Welcome back to Game On. Let's get back into our winter sports preview show. Time to take the court again, this time for girls basketball, where Westminster has a target as the reigning county champion and Francis Scott Key wants to make another state championship run. Let's talk about the Owls for a moment. They were 3-5 after an early January loss, and then they turned things around in a major way. Westminster won 10 of its next 11 games, chief among them a pair against FSK and a dramatic overtime victory at South Carroll. The result was the first county crown for the Owls in 4 years, and a 16-win season behind standout efforts from the likes of Maddie Gassman, Jules Lesher, and many others. Size might not be on Westminster's side this year, but the Owls are determined to pick up where they left off. Westminster opens the 2024-25 season looking to defend the Carroll County Athletic League title won last year, when the Owls won 16 games and went 10-2 in county play. It likely won't be easy with the rest of Carroll gunning to dethrone the champs, who will have a different look this year even with the reigning Player of the Year back for her senior season.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to embrace every moment. I mean, every moment matters for the whole season. I think a big thing for us this year is just having fun, playing free, and just playing together.
That's standout guard Maddie Gassman, who finished second in scoring and rebounding a year ago. She's one of only 3 seniors on the roster, and Westminster could be seen as somewhat undersized compared to some of the other county teams. The Owls say they'll be working harder to turn defense into offense and out-hustle the competition.
Yeah, since we're a smaller lineup, we've kind of been getting into our offense and working more on those little smaller things because we don't really have that height and stuff to help us. Yeah, so we've just kind of been defensively just working on our rebounding, just boxing out and just getting our man and just going after the ball and just working as a team and getting our chemistry together.
Owls coach David Urban starts his 9th season with talent on the roster. Gassman will draw plenty of attention, and she should get some help from junior forward Cole Peach and sophomore guard Brinley Bode, who averaged 2.8 assists last season. The Owls open their county schedule December 20th against South Carroll, and Westminster split with the Cavaliers last winter. By then, the Owls should have a handful of games to use as a barometer for how high they might be able to soar this winter. Urban said, watch for Westminster to play stingy defense to lead them to success.
It's going to be defense. That's been our trademark. We got to be, tough, be able to kind of rally when you're smaller so that you're getting to the right drops, because you're always going to have mismatches. So how do you address that in the thick of the battle that, somebody's going to be able to stop, but all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, that girl's got 6 inches on me. It's the 2 people next to that have to rally to do the right thing on whatever their drop is.
All right, a look at the girls basketball county standings from last season. Like we said, the Owls won the county crown for the first time since 2020, and there was certainly some competition all around the CCAL. And now a recap of a few other county teams from last winter. Francis Scott Key, we mentioned them, came in 2nd place in the county before making all the way to the 2A state final. The Eagles graduated all-county player Drew Watkins. She was a Player of the Year finalist, but they return a talented roster for this year, led by backcourt mates Abby Rieger and Summer Brooks. And South Carroll put a nice stretch together late in the year. The Cavaliers played in the regional final, and much like Key, the Cavs bring back plenty of talent led by their top 2 scorers, Harley McKee and Leah Miller. Manchester Valley graduated its top 2 scorers, but the Mavericks do get back standout guard Emma Penchik, who missed all of last season due to an injury. Just as we did for boys basketball, some stats leaders from the top returning girls players. Stats shown are from 2023-24. Alyssa Gollenbeck, though, already off to a good start, and she's coming back as the Lions' top returning scorer. Rebounding stats are next. Caroline Core back for Francis Scott Key. That is a solid list of glass cleaners from around the county, so look for those girls to make a name for themselves defensively. And over to assists, we mentioned Rieger and Brooks. Look for them to be distributing the ball once again this winter for Francis Scott Key. All right, some girls basketball games to keep tabs on early in the year. Throughout the year, the Owls host the Cavaliers next Friday, part of a quadruple header with JV and varsity all at one site. And the first clash between Westminster and Francis Scott Key is set for January 10th. Girls basketball has the reigning Player of the Year back for her senior year, and it's Westminster's Maddie Gassman. The standout guard led the Owls in points, rebounds, and assists, and helped her team capture the county championship. The new season tipped off last week, and CMSportsNet has already been around the county to capture some of the early season highlights. Let's look at some of them now. We're going to bring you first Liberty visiting Gerstel on December 6th. Pick it up here in Finksburg. Liberty makes a nice play, leads to a fast break. Alyssa Gollenbeck with the steal. She hits Tori Schmitz, and Schmitz scores off the glass. Lions lead 5-4 after the first quarter. Christelle's Kiara Hardy's going to beat the halftime buzzer with this layup. She pretty much goes coast to coast here for the basket, and Christelle is up 13-11, low scoring at intermission. Allison Bald finds some room to get around the Christelle defender at the top of the perimeter, and the sophomore scores off the glass. And Liberty has the lead by 5 points heading into the fourth quarter. But the Falcons have a strong finish. After a steal by Hardy, the senior dribbles up the court, and she's going to find Mackenzie Wilking right there, and the freshman scores with the left hand. That's a big-time bucket. Christelle goes on to win this game 40-36, thanks in part to 20 points from Kiara Hardy. Now on to Monday's matchup between Christelle and host Westminster. The Owls had a boys-girls doubleheader with the Falcons from Finksburg. Going to see a missed shot here, but some nice passing from the Owls on the rebound. It's going to end with Emma Jones taking it down the lane for a bucket right there. She gets the floater to fall, and the Falcons call an early timeout. Here's some more nice passing from Westminster. This time it's going to be Cole Peach when she gets her hands on the ball. She's going to find Lila Halsey, and Halsey scores off the glass. Westminster 33, Christelle 20 at halftime. Falcons tried to stay close throughout the second half. Here's fourth quarter action. Victoria Pearson gets a nice screen, and she goes in for a layup. It's just too much Westminster in this one. Maddie Gassman's going to grab this rebound, and she looks up, and her outlet pass finds Riley Bunting, and Bunting's going to get this layup to fall. Well, that's the way it went for the Owls. The Owls prevail 52-44 behind 21 points from Maddie Gassman and 13 more from Emma Jones. I mentioned Game of the Week earlier, so here are the plans for our first broadcast of the season. It's Winners Mill visiting Manchester Valley in a County Girls basketball game Thursday, December 12th. Tim Whitehead is said to join me on the call from Man Valley. Don't miss this CCAL showdown. In fact, let's look at some players to watch from this matchup. Two guards pivotal to their team's success in Hannah Neske and Emma Pensick. Neske averaged 8.1 points per game last year, while Pensick missed her junior season. The stats shown are from her sophomore year. And the team stats ahead of our Game of the Week. The Falcons off to a nice start at 2-0. The Mavericks clipped Hereford for their first win of the year. So it's Winners Mill taking on Man Valley on Thursday night. CMSportsNet has that game for you. Our first Game of the Week broadcast of the new season tip-off is set for 6:30 p.m. The CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week makes its return soon, but before we begin to recognize a new crop of winter athletes, a quick look at last year's selections, and it's worth noting that 8 of these 14 winter athletes are back for the 2024-25 season, so we're looking forward to a new winter. Now, the 2024 fall season is finished, but you can still catch our fall preview show on our social media platforms. You can take a look back at boys soccer, girls soccer, football, and much more. And that'll do it for the Winter Sports Preview Show episode of Game On. As always, we thank you for watching. Be sure to catch all of our sports content on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also do so by visiting our website at cmsportsnet.com. You can watch us on cable channel HD 1072, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at CMSportsNetAction. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.